What's
Ernesto.
going on, gentlemen?
Yes.
God, help me with the name of the band.
It's Evolved Through Scars.
Yes, Evolved Through Scars.
Okay, listen, that night that you came to see us at Thunder's Tavern, we got so fucked up that I forgot the name of the band too. So it's okay.
Hey, that's how you know it's a real.
There are. While we're talking, I will go search my Facebook page because there is pictures of that night on my Facebook page.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think I got some on my page as well, and we definitely look, some kind of way in those photos. But
Yeah.
That's how you know it was a real show at Thunder's. That's it, if it wasn't that way, then you didn't really play there.
Oh, dude, and what a fantastic place that was. It's a shame that it's no longer. And we had a blast. So
it's a damn bulldozed. It's just an empty lot now. It's all the memories are just now in everyone's head in the photos that remain. But I wanted Kevin to paint that story because y'all have been with us since the beginning of this show, of this online experience, 2018. I mean, you've been a part of it. Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong because I always mess shit up, but they had the Deftones cover at that time, yes. Right? I think that's what we were playing when we featured them at the beginning. Is that right?
You are correct.
Yeah, and your wife did a great job of covering that song. But so what's new? What are we talking about tonight? What's going on with Modern Mimes?
Just, man, a whole lot of the same. Just continuing to write music, record, and put stuff out for everybody and for you guys. And before I go any further, first of all, thank you for having me. And it's been a long time coming. I don't think I've ever been on this one just yet, or maybe we did a long time ago.
You did. You were on one night when, I swear to God, if we go back and look at the video, we probably had. It was one of our open nights where we invited everybody, and we had like 20 some people, and you were having internet issues, so you kept bouncing in and out.
Yeah.
That was probably a quarantine thing too, right, Kevin? That was probably a quarantine episode, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would think it was. Yeah.
So many quarantine episodes that I can't remember now, but
that was before I joined the sound.
Yep. Oh, right on.
Oh, Matt, that was way before. Yeah.
Interesting time that was, man.
That's all I can do. And let's not go back.
No, we're moving forward. That's
but so seriously, so we mentioned the history there, but so if anybody's watching for the first time tonight, give us the backstory on the band, seriously, like how y'all evolved as Modern Mimes, and then what's current and present right now.
Sure. Well, I mean, we started off as a two-piece. We were a duo, and if you listen to the music that we were writing back then, it's very different from now. I believe we kind of evolved and kind of matured a little bit in the songwriting and just everything that artistically that we're putting out. We toured for a little bit as a duo, and then we decided, you know what, we want to bring in an organic element to the sound and whatnot. So we ended up getting a drummer. We got Justin for a while. We had to part ways with him for a little bit, and as of recent. Got a new drummer now, and now we're just focusing more on just getting back out there, man, and just continuing to write, continuing to record, and just put out good music as much as we can, So we got a couple festivals coming out. We're playing some festivals in June. We're playing some shows in July, and we're just gonna continue to book and try to keep this shit going.
What's your home base?
Oh, we're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay,
so we're not too far from you guys. I mean, not too far, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if I would have had more time when we were down there for the cruise, I would have reached out to you and we could have tried to have dinner or something. But
dude, that would have been awesome, man. Well, next time, man, for sure, definitely. How was
Absolutely.
that? I've been hearing nothing but good things about that whole cruise thing, man. It's like everywhere. It's awesome,
dude. That was one of the best experiences I've had music wise, because it was. So you had the pool deck where all the bands played, but Creed and Three Doors only played on the pool deck.
Right on.
But you had the pool deck, you had what they called the atrium, which was a bar with a stage, and then you had the Stardust Theater, which was their actual theater. Mm-hmm. And the other bands were splitting time between playing the pool deck or playing those theaters or the atrium bar. So they played enough to where you could see everybody and you could choose what venue you actually wanted to see. If you wanted to watch them all in the Stardust Theater,
right,
you could do that. But so if Buck Cherry was playing in the Stardust Theater, Tantric was in the atrium. So you got to choose which one. And it was just the way they did it, the way they had it set up. They had the Power Hour there, which is on Access TV with Katie Babbs from Octane and Matt Pinfield. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know the other guy's name, but they had another bar set up with them doing their TV show and interviewing all the bands and all of that. And it was just, it was Sixth Man who puts that on. They also do like the Jericho cruise, the Jericho wrestling cruise, and they do a comedy one. They did a Jay and Silent Bob one with Jason Mewes and them, and they know how to do it.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because when we were going down for our picture with Creed, we were talking to one of the Sixth Man. Sixth Man actually got bought out by Norwegian Cruise Lines. So Norwegian owns Sixth Man. So those type of shows will never will never be on any of the other cruise lines because Norwegian owns that.
And obviously that means they're successful, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. And I mean, like I said, that one, the first week sold out in, I think, less than 24 hours. And then they said they were lucky enough to have an empty boat that they could do a second week. And then that sold out. So they said on this one coming up, it's 1 week they're not going to do 2 weeks. It's just going to be one. So, and the ship is the same size. So it only holds 2,500 people.
Right.
Wow.
So
I've always wanted to do those rock cruises, man. Unfortunately, Adi hates cruises.
I was going to say, you were scheduled for one last year.
We were, unfortunately, that kind of went south. And what happened was it got postponed. And it got postponed to September of this year. And long story short, Adi and I went on a cruise 15 something years ago. And it was September. So, down here, hurricane season and whatnot.
Yeah.
We had the worst 7 days of our lives, dude. It was like back and forth every single day. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had a good time. We went to the Caribbean. Every time we got off and we went to the islands, we had a blast. But anytime we got back on that boat, it was just pure hell, dude. So she's kind of scarred for life now with cruises. I'm willing to take a shot, but she's just no more cruises. I'm like, fuck. Okay.
I understand that because being like that on a boat, dude, that is hell. I've only been on one cruise and the weather we had was like immaculate. So to me, it was amazing. I dug the hell out of it, but you're right. And I have friends that have been on the experience that you're talking about. You're trapped. There's no getting away from. You can't take a time out like that. You're on there.
Nothing worked either. Dramamine, the stupid shit that they fucking bracelet doesn't fucking work either. So we were just like, oh, what do we do? They say you got to go up on the deck and stare at the horizon. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that all day, every day. So I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to fucking just deal with this shit.
You absolutely though. That's true though. Get out of the cabin. Don't be indoors. You have to be outside and go to the back of the ship on those big boats. I'm assuming it's the same, but like on a small boat, go to the back. It's the best ride.
That's what I hear. But we'll see. Maybe sometime in the near future we'll be able to do one of those. Hopefully.
But it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
The shows like that, Kevin, you've been on that one that just happened. Like it's amazing to me that they're doing these types of events. Fozzie's been doing it for a while. I mean, it's not new, but I'm glad that it's like succeeding and taking off, right?
Well, I can tell you this, and Brandy and I talked about it. It was only 2,500 people on there, and that at some points it got a little crowded in areas, and understandable. Sure. Everything's on the pool deck. Shiprock is more than that and more bands, and I sat there and said I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
as much as I think, but and this is nothing against anybody, I promise you. The crowd that was there with those bands was that 40 to 50, 55-year-old group, just mellow, just wanting to have fun and all that. And then we hear people from Shiprock say, shit, there'd have been 10 fights broke out by now. And I'm like, no.
You went on Shiprock.
No, I was never on Shiprock.
Oh, okay. So you're saying
I got on the waiting list for it, but I've never been offered an opportunity to get a cabin.
It's a little more rowdy, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah, okay. and fully understandable because if you look at the differences between the ages and things like that, and all of that. So but yeah, I mean, Shiprock looks like a whole lot of fun, but I don't know if I'm just glad I'm
glad that it's all working. But let's bring it back to Modern Mimes.
Yep.
So what's new? What's going on? Like if somebody's hearing about you guys for the first time tonight, like spill it out.
So yeah, we just put out 2 songs in like the last month or two. We put out Roses and Ruins, which you guys have played for us, and that's awesome. And then we just put out Bridge to Clarity maybe a week ago. So 2 new songs. We have another new song that's going to be popping out probably within the next month or so as well. And then we're hoping to have a full-length album, if all goes well, by the end of this year. So we're just going to keep pumping singles, pumping songs, and just keeping it going. And again, just trying to get back out on the road, dude, and tour as much as we can, because that's what we love to do. So, that's just the bread and butter right there. Hopefully you can come by, see you guys again very soon. So definitely.
Yes. We have Bridge to Clarity to play the video. But I did find it.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Sticky B in the back. Look at that. Yeah, how can we forget that?
I love it, dude. I love it. I love it.
You were looking for it this whole time.
Yeah. Well, no, I've had it sitting in there for a while. I was actually looking for there's one where we're all in there.
Oh, well, there's also one where we're all like we're all.
It's on the back porch.
Or some shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that one you can tell where everybody was just having a really good time at Thunders.
Right.
Look,
so
yeah.
Are we going to play the video, Kevin? Before we get into the video, I'm going to steal this from Jared because Jared usually does this, but I'm going to nick it from him. What we love to do at the sound is tell us all or tell us nothing about the video and the song.
What's funny? I never know what the fucking songs are about. But if I had to guess,
awesome. No, that's great. Like that's killer.
She does all the writing, all the lyrics. I just do the fucking guitar parts. But anyway, to me, this song is it's personal to her mostly because it's kind of like about her wanting to do something that she's very passionate about and just getting so much pullback and almost getting to the point of like, man, should we still keep doing this? Should we still keep fighting the good fight? Do we still fighting for our passion? You know what I mean? And it's too late not to do that. We've gone through so much, we've done so much. And what I mean by we, I mean the band itself, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much what the song's about, man. Just wanting something so bad that you almost hate it, but you're not going to stop because you love it more than
you do. Yeah, I feel that. And I'm sure Kevin and Jared do as well with like the sound and other stuff that they do and stuff I do in the industry as well. It's you get to a point where even if stuff starts going wrong, you get to that point where you're like, I can't give up now because I put too much time, effort, energy, and love into what I'm doing that I've got to just keep going and keep pushing and keep moving forward.
Absolutely. And if anybody listens to the song, I guess the one thing to take away is, don't let anything ruin something that you worked so hard for, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? No matter how bad it gets. If you love it, do it. Even if you have to step away for a while, just fucking do it. Because the fuck else are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
What a great answer to that question, Matt. That's awesome. When we come back, let's play the video. But when we come back, can we go deeper into that? Because I think that's a fucking great answer. And that was kind of like half of my question that I wanted to ask you before this anyway. So let's dive deeper into that when we come back. Everybody, if you're watching on live, hit the like button, hit the share button. Let's get the fucking video out there so people can see it. But Kevin, kick it off and let's hear this.
All right, here it is. It's Modern Mimes. It's Bridge to Clarity. Check it out. You're watching the sound. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you guys for that. I appreciate it.
Oh man, another banger. I mean, never disappoint there for sure.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate
it. Video too.
Thank you, man. Yeah, she does all the screenplays or all the screenwriting for these videos. By the way, she's very artsy fartsy.
so you provide the guitar parts and
that's
it. Is that it?
That's all he does.
That's
so
it.
What's the song structure wise? Is it laid out and she sings over that, or is there back and forths with the structure of the song?
There's back and forths every now and then. It's funny because I always tell people that usually her and I will get together and fight and we'll argue about everything and anything. And then
we'll talk about music.
Yes, no, we're talking musically. Now, yeah, we don't like fucking none of that. But so we'll get in the room, we'll start working on stuff, we'll fight, we'll argue, then we'll stop for like a few days, and then we'll write separately, and then we'll come back and be like, okay, let's do it this way, and then a song will pop out. It happens every time. It's crazy.
Dude, I can't imagine because like the joke was like, for me, like every husband and wife, like you argue over like stupid shit, or real shit or bills or kids or whatever. Yeah. Then you take that and you couple it with the high intensity, high what do you want to call it? Like writing music is friction, and it's a good thing. You've coupled the two of those things together, and y'all are still married now for how long, and are putting out great content. How the hell do you do that?
I have no fucking idea, man. It's just
right. They always say, don't they?
It's
you
just
should never go into business with your significant other, but you know,
it must be love, Ernesto. It must be love.
Yes, that's a great answer for that question, actually. But yeah, it's worked out so far. You know, we're still here, we're still doing it. So, yep, I can't complain. You know.
Well, that goes into my next question for you, which you led with prior to the video being played, like big global topic here, like not just from Modern Mimes, but we talk about this on the show a lot. How do you stay doing what you're doing? Because everybody here on this screen right now, whether they play music or not, is a music junkie. Everybody in the comments right now is a music junkie. Everybody that's going to watch this on the replay, somehow, some way, shape, or form, is addicted to music. And I think that's a great thing, right? But over time, the amount of time that you've put into it, dedication, most people don't realize. How do you stay connected to it? And then, like you mentioned earlier, how do you balance it with life, with marriage, with working? What's your philosophy on that? Because it's not talked about enough, because you're still in the game, and I respect that so much. That, like, everybody wants to be Guns N' Roses and all this other stuff, and I think that's great. I think they are the pinnacle. That's amazing, right? But the guys that do it, that continue to do it and put out music and art because they love it, like you, like a lot of bands, myself, like my band, like, give me your thoughts on that.
Well, you said it yourself already, man. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it so much that you hate it, and then you love it, and then you hate it, and then you're like, you know what? I love it more than I hate it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. It's just, first of all, for me personally, it's an outlet. And if I didn't have this, I think I don't think I'd be here. You know what I mean?
You'd be in prison somewhere or dead, right? Like,
I'd probably be. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably be dead, but I didn't want to, I don't want to get away with saying online anymore.
It's an internet show. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, good. Yeah, I probably would have blown my brains out. Let's just put it that way. I was just being straight, being real. I've been doing this for so fucking long, dude. I grew up with it. My dad's a guitar player, actually. And I've been doing it. I've been playing instruments since I was like 3-4 years old, man. So for me to stop, like, at all would be, first of all, it would be horrible for my mental health, I think, personally. And not just for me, but I'm sure everybody can relate to this. Even you guys, with what you guys do, what you guys do is an art form as well. If you guys, like I said, I've known Kevin for a long time, and I know he had his thing back in the day, and now he's doing this. And I'm sure that the transition wasn't the easiest thing for Kevin. You know what I mean? So, like, and I'm sure he can relate. Like, you love doing this so much, and it's such a part of your life that even thinking of stopping just kind of fucks with you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just kind of my philosophy. And it's funny because I got to tell myself that sometimes. You know what I mean? So there's days, man, and I'm sure you guys have it too. Yeah. There's days we're just like, what the fuck is happening? Why? What?
You nailed it right there. Like, that was the thing. Like, there's days where you're like, what the fuck am I doing, man? Like, why am I still doing this or whatever?
Yeah. Why am I not rich yet? Like, what? And there's days that I have that too. You know what I mean?
That's one metric of success. Sure. Right, is financial and album sales and fame and all that shit, and that's cool. Like, if you can get it. I don't turn it down. But right. The reason I asked that question, and I'm glad you led with it before the video, is for that reason. People that are watching our show, like, this is a way of life, right? Like obviously you have to pay your bills, you have to be there for your wife, your kids, your family. Like, if you're not doing that, and you're like shitting on those obligations, if you have those, then that's not good, right? But if you've got all those bases covered, or if you don't have those bases and you're a single person, young or whatever, or you're older and you don't have those commitments, then that's fine too. But, like, music is an outlet, so never give up and keep doing it. And I'm talking to myself right now. Like, it's just it's a beautiful form of art, right, Matt? Like, Kevin, y'all are on the other side of the game. Why?
I was going to say, it's all that grind and all that, arguing with your wife and stuff, Esther. And I'm sure Corey will agree with me, because he's with Crystal in Calmstone and Anoxia. Yeah. Now, a lot of the fans, and Kevin and Jared can contest to this with what they do at the sound and stuff like that, they don't understand the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes. Like today, for instance, right? We've got a magazine that drops on Friday.
Right.
Yep.
5 hours today I've spent in that magazine, and it's not even barely touched it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And it's that grind behind the scenes to give you that product. And like your songs, you know, it's hours of writing, hours of arguing with the wife, you know, going away and writing separately. Then it's coming back together, going into the studio and recording, producing, mixing, mastering, getting your content ready, you know, and it's fancy the end product. They don't see the months and months. And, you know, it could be a year from a song being written to it being out. It's they don't see that.
It's
And
happening.
it does come to that point with the song that you said about it's don't give up because you've put too much into it already. You can't stop now. Like you said, you've been playing for years and years and years. Like if you gave up music now, what's the point of living? You know what I mean?
I don't even know what I would do with myself, honestly. I have no idea. I would have to completely change identity because it's just such a big part of me that like fuck, man. Like just thinking about it freaks me out a little bit, you know. So
sure.
Even if, you know, I've had to take steps back in the past, you know what I mean? But it's never, it's always, I like to call it the voice in my head. You know, the voice is like, keep fucking going. You know what I mean? Don't stop. You can't stop. You can do it. You can make it. You know, it's always there. Sometimes it's louder, sometimes it's quieter, but it's always there. You know?
Well, not to cut Kevin off, but like just what you just said again, reiterate that point. Like as long as the balance is there, like don't end up on the streets like alone and like ruin your whole entire life. But like keep going. Like you have to go to work, you got to get a day job, you got to pay the bills, absolutely. But like keep that time in your life for artistic expression, whether that's music or painting or dancing or whatever it is, you know, or building stuff like people, you know, whatever it is, you have to have that.
Absolutely.
Kevin, I know you had a question. Go ahead.
Well, no, it wasn't even a question. It was just a continuation of what y'all were saying and that was one thing that was said. And I forgot what band said it, but they said it on the cruise is never stop because you never know what that next step is going to lead to.
Right. Yeah. So, and I just interviewed, and it'll be going out live because I'm writing an article on it. Oz Cragg's music producer over here in the UK. And he said to me, he was like the biggest bit of advice. He said, because there's bands out there that you see that make it in a year, right? And he said, don't compare yourself to them because they are the lottery winners. It's like winning the lottery with that. He said, it just doesn't matter how much you get knocked back. Keep going, keep putting it. Those bands that are still going now for the likes of Architects because he knows them and stuff like that, they've had setbacks. They've had, you know, and they've kept pushing forward. It's those who can keep their skin in the game the longest win.
That's true.
Well, Ernesto, check me on this if I'm wrong. But Matt, that's a great comment. But here's the thing: I'd like to change the frame, the mindset, or the metric of what success means or whatever. Again, going back to what I said, as long as you can provide for yourself, meaning there's one hand is like go all in and eat ramen noodles and live in the back of the van. And if you're in your early teens and 20s or whatever age you are and you can do that, then kudos to you. Do it all. Okay. I don't like listen to me. Just fucking do it. But what I'm saying is for longevity wise, let's not only make the metric of success is that you made $1 million or you're the next biggest thing. Let's also like let's clap for the guys and gals that make music their entire life, that put out art, that whether it's 1 million people that like it or it's fucking 200 people that like it, at least you still affected those 200 people and you got that shit out of yourself in a positive way, right?
My metric of success on a band doesn't matter how big they are, how small they are, how following, whether they're selling out arenas or playing little shows, right? My metric of a success of a band is that band happy and loving what they're doing and where they are right now?
1000%. Yeah, you both actually nailed it on the head, man. You know, you got to have a goal. You know, even let's put it this way. You know, you reach for the fucking stars, man. Reach for the stars.
For sure.
Anything you do. If you don't reach the stars, at least you'll land on the fucking moon. You know what I mean? At least you'll land somewhere. And I always kind of take this. I always kind of tell people this. It's like if you keep going, you might make it. If you stop, you definitely won't make it.
Right.
You definitely won't. You know what's going to happen if you stop. Like you said, you never know what's going to happen if you keep going. So that's just
right. And like you said, though, if you stop right? Because you didn't make it, right? Where are you at now, Ernesto? What now? Like,
yeah. Well, like I said, for me, it would be a complete identity change. I would have to, I fucking get a new name or some shit. You know, move out of the state, go become a fucking investment banker somewhere or some shit.
Yeah. Hey, polo shirts and like start, golfing or something. Which I love golf, by the way. I'm just saying, it's like kind of not probably what you're doing right now. So
right.
And you look at it like this, Ernesto. Because obviously you're doing it with the wife. Mm-hmm. Now, if you two weren't both doing this project together and had that both same passion for music and stuff like that, would you still be married?
Oh man, Matt hit you with the big swing. That's a big swing.
Well, it's
part of both of your lives, isn't it? You know,
the reason why we met was through this was over 20 years ago. The reason why we met was through mutual friends that were in bands.
Yeah,
she was a musician back then that knew my friends that were musicians, and we would play shows together, and that's how we met. So it's almost like, that's just fucking fate, I guess.
No doubt. And dude, I love the comments coming in. We got fires, hand claps. Thank y'all for like being a part of the conversation.
What's up, everybody? By the way, sorry, I haven't given a shout out to the commenters here. What's going on? Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah. And Corey from Carmenstone, he's like, quitting will only lead to future regret. And that's absolutely true. Like, again, it goes back for me to balance, just balance it with your life. Don't throw, we can't just like walk away from everything, go living on the street with your acoustic guitar. You can, but like I'm saying, like, just let's balance that out a little bit. Right.
Yeah. Moderation, man. Especially with, I'm 38 years old, dude. And like I said, I've been doing this for so fucking long. 10, 15 years ago, I would have gone out there and fucking lived.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, oh shit, man, I ain't getting any younger. It's just, we're just getting older, and So
yeah, I hit 40 on the last birthday, and it stings. I'm gonna tell you right now, it stings.
You don't look 40, man. You good? You look good,
bro. I'm every bit of it. 1983, representing hard, high mileage over here. You know what I mean? But, I get what you're saying. It's that perspective.
I can see Kevin sat there just smiling. Look.
Yeah, Kevin, fuck you. Yeah, I get it. Kevin's ahead of us a little bit, but anyway, just keep putting out the art, dude. That song that we just played, it's great. We love it, dude. I don't know, man. That's all I can say is like hand clap.
I've got one more question for Ernesto.
Sure.
Now, we just mentioned, obviously, as long as you're happy doing what you're doing and where you are right now, you said you got to have goals. What's the goal for Modern Mimes?
Our goal has always been, as far as Modern Mimes, it's always been to do this as a career. It really has. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, this is what we want. You want to turn your passion into your livelihood. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we've always done. But that's not to say, like what you guys were talking about, like, how do you measure success? Yes, we have to, if we weren't getting paid, the better question for myself and for you guys, if you weren't getting paid to do this, would you still do it? And honestly, for me, the answer is yes, absolutely.
I'm not getting paid to do this right now.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
Matt, hey, what's the answer to that? How about not getting paid? How about paying to do it? You know what I mean?
From our end as well. Oh, from our end as well, 100%, dude. Oh yeah, it sucks, but sometimes you gotta fucking do it.
Hey, you got to earn it, in that sense. I mean, but you're right. What and then if you quit whatever it is, music, I don't care what it is, your hobby, whatever. What then? And if you don't have like a great answer, especially when you're talking about, mental health is a big thing nowadays, and like emotional like stability, like for me, like if I quit all this shit, then I'm gonna be one sour dude. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say a statement right now, and some people ain't gonna like this. Now, if you're in the music industry and you're in a band and you're pushing it and you're doing it, unless it's a really significant tragedy that forces you to quit, if you quit, you weren't passionate enough about it in the first place.
That's very true.
Right. And when Matt says quit, Matt, I'm going to speak for you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like quitting doesn't mean I can't tour every weekend now, so I'm a quitter, right? Quitting just means like if you just give that part of your life up. If you just play acoustic in your bedroom,
right?
That's still not quitting, right? Like understand what he means by that, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
100%. No, I totally get it. And then, like I said, man, there's times where you got to take steps back. Sometimes I call it the slingshot effect. You got to like pull back to, go forward. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Like, and I hope everybody listening to this doesn't think this is like a negative conversation. Like, to me, this is a positive.
No, it's real, dude. Is what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
This is reality. You know, it's not just for music, but for anybody that wants to be an actor or you know, a painter, sculptor, anything that has to do with art, and you're passionate about it, and you want to make it your livelihood. You know what I mean? It's that's just what it is.
Yeah. Let me ask you. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, like you say, like if you are struggling, where you're at the point of, oh, can I really do this? Can I take that step back and reevaluate your situation?
For sure, 100%,
and then move forward.
Nothing wrong with doing that at all, for sure.
This to me, this question dovetails off of everything we just said. I watched a video on YouTube today that was talking about studio musicians in Nashville, what they get paid, and then what they get paid to go on the road. Kevin, did you see it too? You're shaking your head.
I didn't see it, but every time you talk about studio musicians or musicians for hire or anything like that, and there was a documentary, and I forgot where it was at, either Netflix or Hulu or somewhere, but it was all about the guns for hire. I think that was actually the name of the documentary. But
right.
About, at one point it was talking about Nita Strauss with Alice Cooper and things like that. And it was just, and then when, I hate to keep going back to the cruise, but the drummer for 9 days on the cruise, when they introduced him, they're like, he's been on probably 200 and something albums. And he was like, I can't talk about any of them.
Really?
Like NDAs or something?
90s and 2000s. I mean, so he's
like non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah,
he can't
NDAs. Yeah. And the lead singer was like, okay, he can't talk about them. Let's play the next song.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Awkward.
It's a mixed bag. Some of them get paid really well to do what they do, and then some of them are just, I mean, almost like hourly associates.
Yeah.
And I kind of lost my train of thought as to where I was going with this, but I do remember the video that I was referencing is like, to go on tour, you know, if you're not the artist himself, like the hired guns, like they're not making, you know, like a ton of money. They're not like loaded, like they're making a good living.
Now,
right?
Here's a prime example of they're permanent hired guns, but the band Beartooth, everyone behind Caleb Shomo is a hired gun. He writes everything, he records everything, he produces everything. He solely, as far as I'm aware, owns Beartooth, and the guys that are on stage are there for tour, and that's it.
Well, Matt, that's a whole nother ball game, because I talked to Eric from Shallow Side about that particular thing that you're referencing there, about like how, you know, I have an opinion right now. I'll say it live on the air. I've said it before, but like I kind of feel like, at least like with technology, everything's getting cheaper, more people are recording, and that's a great thing. But at the same time, I feel like music's kind of getting a little more homogenous, meaning that everything's kind of flowing to like one sound in one direction, and one, like with social media being the way that it is, it's all like, and Kevin, you're the radio guy from way before, like it's not the same. Like singles have been around forever, but now you have to throw like only a single at the wall and see if that sticks, and you can only release, you know, a song, then another song. Albums are like going away. Like music's getting weird.
Well, and that's like weird. You talk about that, and then that crossed my mind when I was watching Buck Cherry, and Buck Cherry was like, we just released our 10th album, and I'm like, you idiots.
Right.
You should be releasing singles.
Right. But like I talk again with Eric, it's like, how are you going to get that deep cut track? How are you going to get that one track that we all know doesn't fit radio, but it's the best track you've ever heard? Right? Is that going to go away? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. And it kind of makes me worried.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you know, for the likes of these up and coming bands that we support highly on the station, because of this new digital age market and the streaming services and everything like that, the market is way too oversaturated right now. Yep. Way too oversaturated.
Yeah.
And you have to be unique, and you have to stand out above the crowd.
Yes, I 100% agree. I personally am a huge fan of albums, like full-length albums, and I love concept albums. I love everything that goes into, you know, I'm old school, man. I you know, grew up with this shit. You know, I grew up fucking, you know, 9 Inch Nails, Alice Cooper, fucking all that shit. And it's all, you know, Typo Negative, all that stuff has like, it's an art form. Now, you know, and there's nothing wrong with putting out singles and shoving shit out quick, because obviously, let's be real, the attention span of the average listener is, you know, fucking tiny. It is what it is. The times change. But I mean, I still think there's a big handful of us out there that still enjoy concepts and albums and just like digging into an art or an artist or a band that you really, really love, you know. But you know,
I really hope that we're not the guys that are screaming about how much better vinyl is as like the CD comes out and then like the MP3 and we're like, it's fucking blah, blah. I hope we're not those guys, but I don't really give a shit if I am.
I love my vinyl collection.
Well, that was an analogy because you're right. Vinyl is like better than MP3. But what I mean by that is like if everything just becomes some fucking product that you have to throw at the wall, where does the albums go? Where does the artistic shit? Where does that? Here's
my analogy.
You're right. Exactly.
Here's my analogy right now of like, because it is a singles game right now. We all know that in the up and coming scene, it's a singles game, right?
Matt, you know it better than anybody because you're on that side of the business. Like you get it,
right? Yeah. And do you know what? I love albums. I love albums, and I love albums because they tell a story.
Right.
Like Silosis, Cycle of Suffering is one of my favorite albums of all time. And it tells a story. It's like an argument of the inner demon and the outer soul fighting each other, right? But if we lose the albums, are we going to lose that? Because my analogy of that is your single that you're putting out is a commercial. Your album is the movie.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's a great. We're gonna cut that right there. You're right.
For sure.
You're absolutely right. Yes. The single is the commercial, the album is the movie. Matt, that's like tell me everything or tell me nothing. That's going to be one of our quotes from here on out. That's legit. That's legit. I don't know how this is going to play out. You're in the trenches, Ernesto. Like what do you think? What's your take on that?
Dude, damn.
Who knows, right? Who knows?
You know, we're just honestly, we're going to continue to do what we do the way we do it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. We love doing what we do. We love doing it the way we do it. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I don't have to be TikTok famous. I really don't.
Thank you.
I'm going to put out albums. I'm going to put out music. I'm going to put out shit that I like. If people like it, awesome. People don't like it, great. People don't think I have, people see that I don't have millions of subscribers on TikTok or YouTube, and you don't like the music because of that. Right here.
Right. And the worst part of that is not so much about them not liking it. It's just about them not hearing it. That's the problem. And like,
the algorithms, right.
It's so oversaturated right now. It's like cutting through that mix. But I will say this, to me, it got like Amazon can eat every business that's alive right now. But one thing, in my opinion, that is internet proof, at least right now, is the live show.
Of course. Yep.
Right. 100%. And if you can do that, now granted, that's a down and dirty in the trenches fist fight to get fans, but you can do it.
You can do it. And you have to do it.
And it's something, going back to what Ernesto just said, Randy Blythe, Lamb of God. Right? Yes. He sat there and he said, I write music that I want to write and that I like. People don't like it. Tough shit.
I agree with that 100%.
I'm doing what I love.
And it's funny, I'm saying that now because I used to try to, I'll be honest with you, I used to try to write music that I thought other people would like, or that would be commercial, or that would,
everybody has. You're not unique in like we all have, right?
Right. But now I've just gotten to the point where it's just like, man, fuck it. And Adi's the same way. We both talked about it. We're like, fuck it. We put shit out that we like. That's it. People either will resonate with it or they won't. And it is what it is.
Well, I think that
comes back to, sorry, Jared, carry on.
No, I was just gonna say, I just think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about balance. Like if you've got a roof over your head and you got food on your plate, right, and like you can survive, that allows that like the pressure to be relieved, and you can make the art that you should be making, because that at the end of the day is the kicker.
And it comes down to loving what you're doing, enjoying what you're doing, and being happy where you are right now.
Yep.
And if you're doing that, you're a success.
Agreed, 100%, my brother.
Kevin, bring us back in.
I love it. Perfect.
I didn't even know you had that pulled up.
See, he's quiet back there for a reason.
Yeah, he was over there like,
I'm listening to conversations and I'm back here going, okay, I can find an image that'll match that. Hold on just a second.
Nice. Nice. Do you have one that says like "Get off my lawn" or this?
Right.
I feel like we're definitely tiptoeing on that area too. The young kids could be watching this and like, who are these old pieces of shit that don't do shit about nothing, right? Because all they're gonna do is type into like AI, like a heavy metal song about whatever, and then it's gonna make a song. They're gonna stick to the camera and they're gonna do some weird, silly shit.
Write me a fucking heavy metal song, and there you go. That's the new band right there.
That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Dude, I wish I had an Argyle sweater right now because I would rep that shit.
But you know, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I went and found another picture real quick when we were having this conversation, but we were talking about hired guns or talking about touring musicians. Did you know? And I'm just gonna, you got to look at the picture and look all the way. Well, it'd be my right, but if you look all the way to the side Mark Tremonti's on, all the way at the end, did you know Creed had a second guitarist?
No. You mean for the live?
For the live, second guitarist. His name's Eric Friedman. He's been with them since 2009.
No shit.
Well,
and he just finished touring with Daughtry as well.
I wish you could pull up that photo, Kevin, that we have of them in Biloxi, Gulfport, wherever that was.
Jesus.
Before they ever got famous and they had a second guitar player, and nobody has ever heard of that guy.
Yeah, that's when they were playing Knockouts.
Yeah,
and Three Doors Down was the local band opening up for him.
Yeah. Wow. Holy shit.
Crazy.
But you're right.
Crazy.
But going back to that video, like these guys, the hired guns, they're not making what at least from this one video, it was, you know, he had ranges on everything, but it's crazy. It's really crazy where music's at as far as a business is and what money is to be made. You know, the top 1% is making a killing, but everybody below that and in between that are putting out great albums, great music. You got to, you know, it's like, it's a different landscape.
We all know, sat on this screen, right? This music industry is a money game and no fuckers making any.
You got to get, you know, it's you got to get creative and you got to be able to be an internet savvy guy. You see artists now selling shit like, well, Kiss has been doing it since the 70s, but now everybody's trying to catch up, right? Selling liquor, selling merchandise, like just, you know, Kiss has been selling Kiss coffins since the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck me, like me with Rich Media Group being a social media marketing company for bands and stuff. I have my own merch store.
No shit, right on, man.
Because it's a way for us to make money to help the artists that we're helping.
Absolutely. You have to have that as a part of your business.
You've got to branch out to different things.
Where can people find Modern Mimes' is most up-to-date stuff? There, you guys' music, updates, contact y'all, touring schedule, like where are you most active?
We are on modernmimes.com. You can literally just Google Modern Mimes. A bunch of shit will pop up. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. But yeah, modernmimes.com is probably your best bet too if you want to reach out to us and see all our tour dates, all our music videos on YouTube as well. So you can pretty much find us anywhere, man.
Live show wise, do you have any tours coming up? Live shows coming up? Where are you going to be?
So as of right now, we have a festival that we're playing in Unity, Wisconsin. We're going to be out there with, I'm drawing a blank. Fuck, I've just completely forgotten.
Send them to the website and they can find out. Fuck
find on the website. There's a bunch of really good bands. I think my wife is probably on there somewhere.
Yeah, she just dropped it in the comments.
She's dropping comments as you're.
Yeah. And we'll be in Oklahoma, and then we're doing Orlando as well. And we're just looking forward to getting out there and jamming, dude. You know,
y'all are spread out, right?
Yeah,
that's a lot of territory.
Yep. But you know what? It is what it is, man. We love road trips anyway, so fuck
there
it.
You go. There you go.
Like it.
Hell yeah.
So before you leave, I didn't find the cop picture.
Oh shit! I'll see if I can find it. I'll send it to you. Oh well, there's one.
Damn.
God, we were shit faced.
You probably were too.
Was that when Kevin had hair?
Yes. Where Kevin? Where is this and what year is that?
That is Thunder's Tavern out on the back porch, probably 2010. 9 or 2010, yeah.
That's 10, yeah.
Shit. That like it looks so long ago, but when you say it out loud, I'm like, that was just yesterday.
Right.
Oh,
God.
yeah. Good
time flies by, doesn't it?
At the time, it was so much fun, but now I look at it and I'm like, God damn.
And Thunder's Tavern had some of the best fucking fried chicken I ever had in my life, by the way. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember it, and that shit was fucking delicious.
Well, dude, thank you for your time tonight. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for the music that you're making.
Dude.
Always. Thank you all so very much for having us. Let's do this again sometime, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for
giving us new music when it's coming.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Catch you soon.
Have a good